Some modern wives treat disrespect like a joke and expect their husbands to just laugh it off while they're just crossing and pushing the line. But today, we're watching men finally refuse to be the punchline. So subscribe and let's get into it.
I divorced my wife because the way that she started dressing. I told her from the jump that I don't like women that dress provocative. I don't like that stuff at all. You have to dress modest. You know what I'm saying? Only dress provocative if it's just me and you inside the house. So she started hanging out with these girls from a job. And, you know, I met them. And I'm instantly just thinking in my mind that this is not a good group right here. This is one of them groups where she's not going to want to feel like she's being left out and stuff like that. And I told her, I said, I don't think you should be hanging out with these chicks because all these chicks are single. You know what I'm saying? None of these chicks are married. You know, single women, they tend to get married women in trouble. So after about like a month, you know what I'm saying, of her chilling with these girls, she started dressing like how they was dressing. And I'm like, whoa. I was like, where you going with that on? And then she told me, she like, it's just an outfit. It's not much. I'm just, you know, just dressing for the occasion. I'm like, no. I said, no, you got to take that off. I'm like, no, I don't care who you hanging with. You can't put that on, man. You're not fit to go out there dressed like that. And instead of her going to change, she left anyway. She said, no, this is what I'm going to wear. All my friends are dressing like this, and this is just what I'm going to wear. Okay. When she came back, it only take one time to do that thought stuff with me. You know what I'm saying? When she came back, 2 o'clock in the morning, all her stuff was outside. All of it. She was knocking on the door, calling my phone, asking me to let her in. I said, no, it's over. I said, you only got one time to do me like that. And I'm like, yeah, it's over. Nah, heck no. I asked you not to go out there and dress like that. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like you showing too much. I said, it's over. So I threw all her stuff out and then let her back in. Call her mom and call her dad. I said, it's over. I said, I don't talk to people that dress provocative. I don't talk to people like that. And now she want to start because she's hanging out with these girls. I kicked her butt out. Fellas, one time, that's it. You let it fly after that, they're just going to keep doing it to you. One time.
If she disrespects you like that, it shows that she valued her friends more than her own husband. The way that a woman presents herself to the world reflects how she respects her relationship and really her own morals. Because if she dresses provocatively, she's obviously looking for attention in one way or another from other men. And you made the right call probably divorcing her. So seriously.
The feminist movement is one of the biggest reasons for the divorce rate, because women have become so masculine. Woman gets in her masculine energy. A lot of times she'll be disrespectful to her husband. And men don't do well with disrespect. There's surveys that say that 80% of men say they would rather be alone and unloved than to be disrespected. And see, the feminist movement has taken it so far over the years to, it's not just equal rights anymore. Now it's men are being diminished and devalued and demoralized. What do we need men for? We don't need men. We can buy our own cars and we can vote. We can make our own money, run our own business. We can even have babies without men. And that makes men feel awful. A man doesn't feel he has anything to contribute to that woman's life. He's got to move on down the road.
Exactly. Any man would choose peace over any sort of disrespectful relationship any day. And men are just going to always value just respect in their community. If a woman just is acting out and ignoring boundaries, the damage just falls back on him. A partner who embarrasses her man publicly just does nothing but drag him down socially. And I honestly love how calm and clear he was about it and just his outlook on life while just moving forward. It's really important in someone. If she's going to be treating him like that to some kind of unpaid worker in the house, she has no business being next to him, period.
So why'd you breaking up with me? Why?
Look, man.
Why? Okay, so you gonna break up with me because of my son?
I've been trying to teach him right from wrong. Okay. Man, give me this gun, dog. What you mean? What you say?
I said.
That's what.
So you gonna break up with me
Man,
because of my
funny,
child?
Listen,
He's just a child.
He's bad, dog.
She just need a little guidance, man.
Hey,
Like,
sit your ass
don't.
down.
That's a petty reason to break
Man, I
up with
can't do
somebody.
what
I ain't
you
gonna
do, man.
lie.
This is too
How?
much, man.
Oh, why?
Your kids.
Over a
It's
10-year-old.
Your kid is
Over
too
a
fucking
10-year-old.
bad. Where is that?
Over
at?
a
I can't do
10-year-old.
this. Stick with
Over
your
a
finger.
10. Okay.
Dog, he bad. He
Right.
bad as
Okay,
fuck.
but that's not no reason to break up with nobody.
Listen, I can't do it no more, man.
So you gonna
Dog,
throw?
stop sticking
You
your
gonna?
little finger up that, man. I'm done.
So you just gonna throw all
Yeah.
these years down the
I'm
drain?
done.
No, he's not just some sort of child. He's a reflection of your bad parenting and the habits that he has picked up from you. My guy, you should run while you can, because that kid is never going to be respecting you, unfortunately. And the way she's constantly siding with the son, just a massive red flag.
I wasn't even going to get on here and talk about this, but now I am, because you know what? I don't give a fuck anymore, okay? Okay, so I'm laughing because I'm really having a hard time understanding why there are so many sassy grown ass men amongst us, okay, in society. So my boyfriend and I have been together for, well, we're together for 1.5 years, okay? We were living together, and about 2 weeks ago, we get in an argument, right? And obviously, I'm not gonna go into details, but essentially, it was just about our needs not being met. And in that argument, I did get a little sassy. I got a little feisty because resentment has built, right? I'm asking you for things, in my opinion, the bare minimum, and it's like pulling teeth. So after our little disagreement, our argument, we agreed to give each other space, which we always do after arguments, okay? Y'all, tell me why this man ignored me. Oh my God, I have a gray hair and it's just like showing, whatever. A week goes by, okay, we didn't talk. So tell me why I offered to get this man lunch, right? Me being nice, of course, that's my fucking problem. I get this man lunch. Do y'all know what he did? Oh my God. This weak sassy ass walks in the house, grabs the lunch I bought him, and then walks out the door. So I said, we need to talk. Now, mind you, this was a week ago, okay? He says, you can't force me to talk. Okay, sorry, girl. So fast forward to today, it's now been 2 weeks since he's spoken to me. I went ahead and I already got me an apartment, all the things. I'm on my way to get my moving boxes right now. But it's been 2 whole weeks. Like, how fucking weird is that? How weird is that? Like, it's one thing to be upset with someone, whatever, but I didn't even get the courtesy of like a text like, hey, I'm not ignoring you, I just need more time to speak. Nothing. This man just nothing. Then to make matters worse, actually 2 things to make matters worse. One, his brother blocked me on Instagram, which I think is very strong. That's a very weird, that's a very emotional thing to do. And second, bro, I cut my family off. I cut my mother off for this same type of emotional abuse, and you thought you were safe? No. Ladies, always pick yourself, always. When God is removing someone, listen to him, because I should have listened a long time ago and I didn't.
So you can cut your mother off for peace, but if he sets boundaries, he's the childish one now? What kind of twisted logic even is that? I mean, personal space matters to both genders, not just one. And the way that he's ignoring you shows that he's probably more emotionally intelligent than you really think.
Shut up. Excuse me? Don't talk to me like that, Matthew. Sorry, Maya. No, it's not funny. Every time you do it, it bothers me. It's just me kidding around, Maya. Well, it's not funny to me. I don't think it's funny. I don't know why you say it to me all the time. Because it's funny, Maya. It's just me trolling. I don't even realize I say it. Well, start paying attention to what you have to say, because it's getting really annoying that you do this all the time.
The fact that we've had this conversation that many times and somehow it's still not serious enough to you is annoying.
Shut up. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Damn, my man saw every move on the chessboard before the game even started. It's crazy how he played it from both sides, and she still lost the argument without even showing up.
Get up.
No, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna do.
Melissa, I come home from work. The house is all dirty. What do you do all day?
I've been working.
Working?
Just because you go into work and I work off my computer doesn't mean anything.
Working? It looks like you haven't been working because the house is all dirty. The dishes are still out. How about you go clean them? Like, because it's your job.
Those are your dishes.
I don't care. It's your job.
It's not my job. I'm your wife.
The woman.
Ever since we've gotten married, why have you started acting like this?
You are the woman. It's your job. You know what? I'm gonna go find another woman, all right?
Go ahead.
It doesn't even matter.
Go ahead. I don't care.
I'd
rather be with someone that does 50-50 and doesn't think
I'll
women...
actually go get someone that does her job.
Okay,
in the
good.
house.
You go find someone. Good luck. Good luck finding someone that's gonna put up with your bull.
It's not bull. Now get up. I'll make you do the dishes.
No,
How about
not
that?
making you do anything.
How about you get up
away
and
from
go
me,
get
Tom.
the dishes?
Don't touch me.
Get up.
No, I'm not gonna.
do
No,
the
I'm not gonna do
dishes.
anything. Back away from me. I'm
It's your
serious.
job.
It's not my job.
Then get out of my house.
Okay, I will.
50-50 is for roommates, not for husbands and wives. Marriage only works with compassion. If he's out there grinding and busting his butt to provide for you, the family, the household, the least you can do is help around the house, maybe if you're able to. Not everything in marriage has to be transactional.
All right, I'm going to say it. Some of y'all aren't going to like it. Doesn't make it any less true. Here we go. A lot of really good men are leaving marriages. Why is that? Is it because they fell out of love, or is it something else? A lot of what we're seeing now is men leaving marriages, not because they've fallen out of love, but because they feel unappreciated within that marriage. Now, these guys, they work all day, they provide, they make sure you're safe, they make sure you're taken care of. What do they get in return? A lot of them are getting criticism for what they didn't do, as opposed to the thankfulness for what they did. Men are not like women. They don't need a big show of affection. They don't need a parade. They don't need constant gifts. But what they do need is appreciation, gratitude, respect. What they want to hear is that the person they're working so hard for, or the family that they're working so hard for, to say, we appreciate all that hard work you're putting in. We see you. When a man feels unappreciated at home, doesn't matter how much he loves you, at a certain point, he can't keep continuing to pour from an empty cup. He's going to stop trying to pour into a cup that's continually empty. He's also going to stop pouring into a cup that constantly is looked at as half full.
It's either half a cup or a cup completely empty, with no thought about how hard a man is working to provide for his family. The first pillar of respect is gratitude, and if you can't appreciate a man who's out there fighting for your life, then the problem is you, not him.
Women should never, ever, ever humiliate their man in public, because this is disrespectful. And if you disrespect him like that in front of his family, friends, co-workers, he will always remember that you put his pride in jeopardy. When you humiliate him like this in public, or tease him in public, or say something demeaning to him in public and other people can see it, it's other people lose respect for him, especially other men. Because if other men can see that that guy's wife doesn't even respect him, they're not going to respect him as much, and they're going to know that they can walk all over him. The only thing that we as women should do in public is verbally affirm our men and let everybody know how awesome they are. That is the only thing that we need to do. Never, ever, ever humiliate him in public.
Hallelujah. It actually works both ways. A husband and a wife should be each other's strength, not weakness. You just always want to talk and correct in private and really praise in public, because a respectful and supportive wife is a man's biggest win, period. And the relationship will never thrive if you don't care about his image.
I'm sick and tired of hearing that.
Yeah, you don't care because you love it when girls come to you.
Oh, I don't care because you're my girl.
Your girlfriend.
No.
I'm so much fitter than her, but I get fucked online.
You're literally a Barbie doll, babe, and you're perfect the way you are. Don't let anyone tell you different. Trust me. You are a beautiful girl. There's no bad angle of you. Give us a smile.
I get that fucking humor.
See that attitude? That's the attitude I don't like.
Because I don't want a camera in my face when I'm feeling shit. So you put a camera on me?
Because you're beautiful. Yeah, but you shouldn't, because you're beautiful.
Respect.
No respect. Listen to yourself. You got no respect. Don't make me shout on a train either. Shut. And I don't want to do this on a live. Alright? You got no respect. Listen to yourself talk. Alright? Shut up.
Fine.
Shut up then, yeah? Shut up then, yeah?
You have no respect. He has anger management, so I'm not really too bothered. He needs some therapy. Anger therapy. Have some respect!
You have some. Tart.
I do, but you're always saying that you're going to leave me behind.
Yeah, because you just said you want to move somewhere else.
No,
and get off social media.
Obviously with you.
He's literally trying to lift up your mood and tell you how good you look. If that isn't love and respect, I don't know what is. Meanwhile, she's gaslighting and turning nothing into a fight, and he's just wasting his love and affection on her.
The one rule I refuse to break as a wife I never make my husband feel small. You can disagree, you can express your feelings, but the moment you start belittling, emasculating, or talking down to your man, you've already started to destroy the foundation of your relationship. Respect isn't optional. It is the oxygen of your marriage. I don't care how independent, educated, or strong a woman claims to be. If you tear down your man publicly, privately, whatever, you're not powerful. You are poisoning your own peace. Because when a man feels disrespected, he stops leading. And when he stops leading, the polarity dies. And when the polarity dies, the intimacy disappears and you guys are done for. You want a healthy marriage? Feed your man respect, not resentment. A real woman knows how to hold her power without taking his. And that is the one rule I will never break, because that is what keeps our marriage unshakable. We need to bring polarity back into modern marriages because it is completely gone. We have lost it, and that is what's going to save your marriages. I guarantee it. Mark my words.
Absolutely. Respect is definitely essential, and as long as it's earned and reciprocated. So we have to protect women like this, genuinely, kings, because a woman with a mindset like this is super strong and rare these days.
He stood up in front of the church and he said, I have an announcement to make. And everybody was like, Pastor, what? He was like, just get everybody, because usually before church, we have snacks and things like that. So people would be outside, and he said, get everybody. So I'm running around going to get everybody. I'm like, come on in, Pastor, got an announcement to make. And they're like, what is it, First Lady? I said, I don't know, but get everybody, get the kids. And so he stood up on the pulpit and he said, who is this? Pointed at me. And they was like, what, Pastor? That's First Lady. He said, well, I came to make an announcement today. I do not love her anymore.
Damn, my bro definitely went all out and left no crumbs behind. I don't even know what you did to deserve that, but my man did not hold back at all that day.
Stop any of this. You can't hit people, especially people you're in a relationship with. It's domestic violence.
Okay, so I'm in jail overnight, and then what happens?
You'll see a judge in the morning.
Can I just say sorry, and can I pay something?
The judge makes those decisions, and then the state attorney will decide whether or not they're going to follow through with charges.
The state attorney, what if they decide to do that?
Then either you get a plea bargain.
What's a plea bargaining?
They'd make a deal, like you'd plead guilty or you plead no contest or whatever, and they'd come up with some kind of deal. Or you could go to trial, or they might not pick up the charges if your fiance doesn't cooperate.
Wait, they might not what?
If your fiance refuses to cooperate with the state attorney's office, they might not file charges. But he doesn't have to cooperate because it's domestic violence. Even if he didn't want to press charges, which I don't know if he does because I haven't asked him, my partner's talking to him. If he didn't want to press charges, the state would still press charges on his behalf because it's domestic.
What is the caller's 1020?
And then how many years would I get?
There's not years. It's the state attorney if they even file the charges.
If they did,
I have no idea. It's
a misdemeanor.
Google it?
Can we Google it?
It's a misdemeanor.
What's a misdemeanor?
Less than 1 year in jail.
Less than 1 year? I'll be in jail for a year?
No, that's what a misdemeanor is. A misdemeanor is less than a year in jail.
So I'd be in jail this year for 1 year?
No, it's less. Anything less than a year in jail. A misdemeanor is up to 364 days in jail, I believe.
So it'd be less than that?
Yes, it'd be less than that.
Can I claim insanity, please?
You have to speak to an attorney when this is all through. I can't.
So it's definitely less than a year, though.
If you were that worried about not ending up in jail, why did you cross the line to begin with? The fact that the state still steps in and presses charges, even when the victim backs out, it tells you everything you need to know about how serious and manipulative this situation really is.
Let me tell you something that most men will never say out loud. When we start pulling away into relationships, it's not always because we're angry. It's usually because we've stopped feeling like we can win with you. Not just in arguments, but in you. We feel like everything we do is wrong or not enough or misunderstood, so we retreat. We work more, we scroll more, we stop being romantic, not because we don't want you, but because we don't want to feel rejected again. And here's the hardest part. We don't have the words to explain it, so we go quiet. And from the outside, it looks like we don't care. But inside, we're drowning in failure. And don't realize when a man starts pulling away, he's not just being quiet, he's self-protecting. And not because you're scary or intense, you might be, but because he's ashamed. He feels like disappointment, like nothing he does is right. So what does he do? He shuts down. He hides behind work. He stops initiating. He gives you the bare minimum so he doesn't have to get it wrong again. So how do you meet that withdrawal without pushing him even further away. First, you need to know this. Most men don't have the language for emotional pain. We weren't taught it, we weren't modeled it. So instead of saying, I feel rejected, we say nothing. Instead of, I'm ashamed, we scroll. Instead of, I feel like I'm failing, we withdraw. And here's where it gets tricky. Your instinct, if you love him, is to fix it. You ask him what's wrong. Try to connect. But when he's in that shutdown state, every effort to fix feels like pressure. And all that does from his perspective is it confirms, yep, I can't win. She's disappointed again. So if you're in this place, here's what works. Not coddling him, not walking on eggshells. Drop the emotional demand. Not your standards, not your self-respect, just the need for a response right now. You don't need to act like everything's fine. You don't need to stroke his ego, but you do need to stop trying to force something open before it's ready.
A man is fighting countless battles in that outside world, at work, and just relationships and more. Your presence should feel calming and supportive overall. There's no doubt about that. If he has to compete or act differently even in front of you, then you're only going to lose his attention.
So my husband ended up losing his job. He came home and he told me. I'm like, okay, cool. All right. So a month went by and he looked for me to pay the bills. Who paying what bills? So I was going to consider it if he gave me the money back for paying the bills. And he told me no. He felt like he shouldn't have to do that. What do you mean? When I told you, as a man, I expect you to provide. Under no circumstances will I ever touch bills as long as I got a husband. None. If you can, you can hear.
He probably happy you don't know.
I'm sure he missed me.
A headache? That would be a headache for me.
Well, you refused to be a supportive wife and help him cover the bills when he needed you, like in any partnership, and now you're single and paying them yourself. So, I mean, do I really need to connect the dots here for you, right? It's just women who marry just for money just tend to be turning out the worst.
The worst thing that you can do to your husband is undermining him in public. It is humiliating, it is degrading, and there is no reason for it other than anger and toxicity. There's no reason to contradict your husband in public because it is disrespectful and it undermines the other person's sense of self. It undermines their self-esteem because you are correcting them in public. You're calling him an idiot. So what you're doing is you are signaling to everyone there in public that you don't believe in him and they shouldn't believe in him. You're the wife. You know him better than anyone else. You spend hours with him. If you think he's wrong, he must be wrong. This doesn't mean you have to agree with everything he says. Disagree with him all you want. Just tell him privately.
That is pretty true. A man should feel strong and confident in the presence of his queen, no matter what, no matter the situation at all. If he has to guard himself in front of you and others, the whole point of marriage is pretty much lost, even in a normal relationship before marriage. You're there to support him and make him feel powerful, not to challenge him.
Can we try?
We've tried.
Can
We've
we
done
revisit this?
I just ran off every R word in the book. We're not revisiting. We are not doing anything. There's no renovation of this. Just don't drag this out any longer. You gotta go.
I've given you the opportunity to correct the things that you've needed to correct in this relationship.
And they've been corrected without
and I feel like
repeat
it's not being reciprocated for me. I feel like I've given you all the opportunity to do what needs to be done, and you don't give me the same space to get the things done that I need to fix. I know I can fix it. Please.
You need to rectify with yourself.
God, I can't lose my family. I'm not gonna put my kids through an ugly battle because this is not something that needs to happen.
Just go.
I
go
cannot
find
go.
Yourself.
I don't know how to.
You gotta go find your ass. Go find yourself.
You really can't call him a manipulator at all when he is that calm, and you're already tearing up over nothing. He doesn't want to work on the relationship because he probably knows it's over with to begin with, and there's nothing wrong with that. Besides that though, that concludes the video. If you enjoyed, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel to not miss content like this in the future, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay strong.